So my name is Jessica. I'm here to talk to you guys today about Alaskan halibut. I myself was born and raised in Alaska, so I've actually personally fished for these. According to the audience analysis, though, a lot of people in our class did not know or know of or have ever seen an Alaskan halibut. This is a picture, this is kind of a postcard I found online of just kind of depicting on how big these fish can actually get. Three main points I'm going to talk to you today about is just kind of fun facts. As well as like camouflage and lifespan, they kind of do coincide a little bit. And something that I find really interesting is their eye migration. So some fun facts. They are the largest flatfish in the world. They are considered a flounder. According to Alaska.gov, they can get up to like 450 pounds or more. This is a picture of a guy with a 410-pound halibut, which is pretty crazy. I've definitely personally seen them like lifted up by a crane off people's boats. They are called barn door fish when they get that big because they are literally like the size of a barn door. So yeah, the record is 456 pounds, and that was kind of in the Aleutian chain of Alaska that somebody had caught that one. They can live up to 55 years. The most common is like the littler fish, so they're like 5 to 15 years. Typical lifespan is 25 to 30, but they can again live up to 55 years, and that's when you get the barn door fish. How they actually determine the age of these fish are pretty interesting. I actually didn't know this until I started doing this, which was interesting, but there's little rings that form on what's called their otolith. It's a part of it's like a bony structure inside their ear that is actually caused by gravity, and it like kind of affects their balance. But you can count the rings and determine how old the fish is, which is interesting. So they do swim sideways. There's kind of a weird picture of how they swim. They do have a white underbelly and the camouflage upper part here that you can see that is pretty interesting. I've never really seen a fish kind of swim on its side before, but and their eye migration, I will kind of get more into that as well here as we go along. So the camouflage. So this is obviously kind of a comparison of they are bottom dwellers, a comparison of the halibut on the seafloor. They obviously, common things that almost all animals have camouflage for is protect from predators, hunt for food. Again, they are bottom dwellers, so they typically kind of cover themselves in sand, kind of bury themselves in a little bit. According to salmonuniversity.com, they do kind of technically change color. They say, so they're born in shallow water, and they kind of, a couple, 2 to 3 years, they end up going to deeper water. They obviously going into deeper water, the light spectrum is different, and so they don't technically change color. They just kind of tend to blend in more, and then the light wave spectrum in deeper water is different, so they tend to, other animals tend to not be able to see the colors that they are because of the deep water that they're in. So the eye migration. This is kind of some weird pictures. I mean, they're obviously super cute and cuddly. This is a picture of one that didn't properly do the eye migrations. It looks like a crazy alien. So they do hatch and are like normal fish, swim upright. They have their eyes on both sides of their face. In about 5 weeks, maybe 1 inch long, they start the eye migration where they start to lay on their side, and their eye moves from one end to the other. So it is on both sides, or both eyes are on one side of the face, and that's when they tend to lay down and again just kind of move that eye over so they can see better. The timeline. So this is kind of a quick recap of it all. They hatch in shallower water. About 5 weeks they start that eye migration, and the fish starts to swim sideways. They stay in shallow waters for about 2 to 3 years, where after that they go up to deeper waters until about 10 years old, where they, again, when they migrate into the deeper waters, that's when they kind of change the colors for their camouflage. 10 years old is when they start to spawn, so they end up coming back and forth through shallow waters to deeper waters. Average lifespan is obviously 25 to 30 years, but they can live up to 55 years. So kind of, I guess, a summary as well is just, some fun facts like the otolith, something I didn't even really know, and how that kind of affects, something in their inner ear in their age. That's due to gravity. Their camouflage and lifespan. I thought that I don't know about you guys, but I guess the The camouflage is pretty interesting because a lot of fish can't change color. I know there's like octopus, that kind of stuff that can, but it's just kind of, again, due to the light wavelengths and the deeper waters. And the eye migration, something that most flounders do, but a lot of, again, animals just don't do in general. And it's just due to like that evolutionary purpose of these kind of crazy fish that can get way bigger than they should. And here's we're excited. You guys have any questions?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
What are they pulling these big old 400-pound fish up with? Now, you said off the boat, they're taking a crane.
Right.
I'm sure they don't pull a tow truck on the boat to go.
No, so they just have, it's actually, it's called long lining, and it's actually hydraulic based. So they can, I mean, the typical fish is pretty small, you know, but the big ones are definitely hydraulic based equipment that they have. Yeah,
I mean, 400 pounds though. I don't know regular fishing lines that pull that. I don't know sea fishing lines that pull that.
Yeah, so the hydraulic bases that they have, I mean, because they have like it spanned out like the hooks. You know, it goes out and they go, because their bottom dwellers has to be pretty deep, right. But they're spanned out. So, I mean, you're going to think, even if you don't catch a barn door fish, you're going to catch quite a few 100-pound littler ones. So, I mean, it's got to be pretty strong, even for that in general. So yeah.
I fish in creeks, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, so, all right. Thank you, guys.
Good job. Good job.